It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
I thought Ace played a good game tonight, is looking more and more comfortable on the offensive side of the ball. Keontae continues to play, an all-around floor game. He's not doing it one way, which I think is something that we're really excited about moving forward. But as a team right now, we have to continue to fight to focus on taking care of a few simple things each night, and the rest will fall, where it may.
For example, PK, could you pick one thing after watching the Jazz lose to the Warriors 134-117?
Yeah, they have better players, the Warriors.
There's that, okay. Is there something the Jazz players could focus on?
My intensity on the defensive end, sir.
There it is. My gosh, they gave up a 21-0 run. They gave up, I think, a 15-2 run. There were a couple other brutal runs in there. There are times where they just have no desire to stay between the man with the ball and the basket. And the Warriors just driving straight at the rim. Layup, dunk, dunk, layup, layup.
And that's surprising because Silv Malahaliaik was known as a defensive stopper in college.
Lots of people were known as lots of things in college, PK.
Otherwise known as Svi Mikhailuk.
What were you known as in college?
A geek. That dude's going to the radio station on Saturday night again. Why didn't he go out to a party?
So I worked at Daily Breeze. The assistant sports editor was not very popular. And every Saturday night at 9 o'clock, Tom Hofarth would call his house.
Yep.
And you didn't have caller ID back then
right.
at all. And then everybody would laugh. He's home alone on another Saturday night at 9 o'clock.
Well, I wasn't home alone.
But we'd do it every freaking week.
Yeah. No, that was our time on the radio station. We had a block Saturday night, 7 to 10. So produce games, call games.
No, 7 to 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in your social life, it wasn't even getting started until about 10:45. You were fine.
Things started before 10:45.
Yeah, but they didn't end until like 3 a.m., if you get my drift.
There was more of that going on, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it on.
I would say it'd be more 1:30. I'd say it's more 1:30.
This fits in with our band of the day very, very well.
I would say it's more 1:30 or 2 before things shut down.
Nothing wrong with you loving me.
The offensive numbers were good.
I bet they were.
Except for Lowry Markkinen. He didn't shoot it all that well. Some of the other guys had it going on, so that was encouraging.
I'm excited about George.
Another big game, 28.6 rebounds, 7 assists. He's not just a gunner.
I don't even care about that.
And the shooting percentage, which rightfully so, Ben has been harping on, but 10 of 17 shooting, 4 of 8 from 3.
And that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that can be somewhat fickle. I just love his body language, his demeanor, his attitude, the way he presents himself, the facial expressions.
It's so funny you mentioned that because my wife was walking through the game while he was doing the post-game interview.
Why does your wife always walk through the game? Why doesn't honey sit down next to you?
Because she'll fall asleep.
And you can hold hands while you watch the game.
Not her thing. Okay. You need to stop. Happy holidays.
And what did she say, Andy?
She loved Keontae George's post-game interview. Just everything you just said about body language, tone, what he said, how he said it.
Yeah. He believes in himself.
Yes. And there was, I think, some false bravado the first 2 years, as you might expect
when it was
from a
19 and 20?
Exactly, as you might expect from a young guy just breaking into the league. And now it does seem like there's more genuine confidence. And I think you hear it in the postgame, you see it on the court.
I find that exciting.
Yeah. And now they can keep the other team.
We're looking for something here.
Yeah, and now you can keep the other team from steady stream of layups and dunks.
And Ace Bailey continues to display enormous athletic ability.
Yes, and comfort he had on the offensive end. A couple of difficult shots late in the clock, scramble situations, nothing going, and he gets a good shot and makes it. He ended up with 21 points on 8 of 15 shooting.
I mean, we're not even 20 games in, but it looks like he was an excellent pick.
Yes, looks like he should have never slid to number 5.
I'm glad he did.
Exactly. So the Jazz go down to defeat 134-117. Steph Curry with 31 points. And now the Jazz get a little break here they don't play again until Friday.
That's good. When you suck, they don't want you around the holiday, after the fact, so you get to spend some time home, and I assume that they'll be on the practice floor.
Winnable game coming up Friday, Sacramento.
That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Down to 7 seconds. Out on the left wing with 5. Cross it over. Got to get a shot up into the lane. Half hook. Good.
Thompson guarded tightly by Goodwin. He'll turn left at the left elbow. Euro step his way, try a 9-footer, and knock it down. Amen Thompson with 28 points. What a night for him and Holiday. 48 combined between those two gentlemen. And the Suns are going to raise that white flag and say, we're done.
Mobley misses the shot under duress from Ingram. Barnes drives in the lane, lays it up and in. Toronto back up by 10, 103-93. Scotty says, get on my back, boys.
Inbound goes over to Jokic. Half-court shot. Got it at the horn! He did it again! That was a jump shot from the mid-court circle like he was 8 feet away from the rim. Nothing but net.
Highlights from around the NBA. Of interest to Jazz fans, a couple of the bottom feeders won games. The Sacramento Kings will be here Friday. Beat Minnesota in overtime 117-112. So they got win number 5, which matches the Jazz. And the Pelicans, who've traded away the first-round picks, so they have no reason to be atrocious and dump games. They beat the Bulls at home 143-130, so they get win number 3. So everybody in the West has 5 wins now, except for New Orleans sitting on 3. But, the thought of the Jazz finishing with the 9th best record, schedule's turning. Maybe they will assume their rightful place in the standings here. At the other end of the standings are the Detroit Pistons. 13th straight win. They beat the Pacers 122-117. That ties the club record set in 1990 when they won the NBA title, and in 2004 when they won the NBA title.
Yeah, I have extended family that has deep roots in the area, so I've decided to be a hardcore Pistons fan.
That a kid, hop on the bandwagon, huh?
Yeah.
Enjoy the run. Why not?
Yeah, I got like 15 people.
I don't. Oh, really? When you say that, I always think you have a nephew who played Division II football at Grand Valley State, right? Saginaw State. Okay, wrong one. Saginaw State. And he must be a Pistons fan, I would assume. Give you something to talk about with him.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
I'm now hardcore.
They started 2-2. Now they won 13 in a row. Got the
awesome.
Best record in the East.
7-1 away from home.
Yeah.
Their record's exact opposite of the Pacers. 15-2, 2-15.
13 games ahead in the standings already. Raptors are second in the East. They beat the Cavs. You heard their highlights in there, 110-99. Anything else you care to share about the association?
That was a jump shot that Jokic took from half court.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Just so easy, so smooth. Just that guy is.
It wasn't like, drop it down from the hip or something.
Denver beat Memphis 125-115. Joker limited himself to just 17 points, although he did have 16 assists and 10 rebounds, and they win by 10. And
he's Wilt. I'll just lead the league in assists this year. I'm tired of scoring.
They're 13-4. They're playing very well again. You heard the Suns in there. They put up the white flag. They got beat. They are off to a pretty good start here. 11 wins, 7 losses, but they couldn't handle Houston. The game was in Arizona, and Houston rolled 114-92. And then Matt Ishbia, the owner, is getting sued by his minority partners. So using the franchise as a personal piggy bank, setting up other companies. Revenue should be going to the Suns, going to those companies, or the charges. He'll defend themselves against them. They seem to be not very happy with each other on a pretty large scale. And Chauncey Billups, Blazers coach, Hall of Famer, pled not guilty to charges he profited from rigged poker games, including several mafiosos and at least one other former NBA player. He was arraigned on money laundering conspiracy and wire fraud conspiracy charges, each carrying maximum punishment of 20 years in prison. He was released on a $5 million bond.
Yeah, I talked to my cousin Rocco on that.
Okay.
I'll share some details with you.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
UVU on the road. Cancun facing South Dakota State, 4 o'clock today. Utah Tech's hosting Portland State and St. George. And Utah plays in Palm Springs against Grand Canyon, one of your many former universities now in the Mountain West. Get ready for that.
Lopes, yeah.
The Lopes are in.
Well, and anything that Utah can do on the positive is just that.
10 p.m. CBS Sports Network for that game.
I will be sleeping.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
From the 12-yard line, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Purdy with some time throws the slant to Jennings. Jennings breaks the contact at the 5 and walks into the end zone. Purdy takes the snap, another toss play to McCaffrey, gets to the edge on the left side. Black from Juszczyk gets to the 5, still on his feet, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers.
And the 49ers get the victory. They beat the Carolina Panthers 20-9. Panthers drop back to 6-6. The Niners, shorthanded defensively, but they win anyway, improved to 8-4 with a strong defensive performance. No Fred Warner, no Bosa, and yet, nonetheless, they hold the Panthers to 9 points.
Well, no chance for those guys.
McCaffrey, 24 carries for 89 yards. He basically was the offense in this game. 7 catches for 53. McCaffrey getting it done. Post-game, 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings went after Panthers defensive back Trevon Moehrig after he'd been punched below the belt earlier in the game. Kyle Shanahan called it a cheap shot.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, right? The injury news, the Tampa Bay Bucks got the best possible news on the separated left shoulder of quarterback Baker Mayfield. It's a low-grade sprain, no additional damage. His status for this week still up in the air. It is his left shoulder, his non-throwing shoulder, so there's a break. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson now dealing with a toe injury that caused him to sit out yesterday. Now, there are your injury updates. Jamar Chase apologized for spitting on Jalen Ramsey, serving a 1-game suspension without pay. What I did was wrong. The circumstances don't matter. My passion for the game is no excuse. There's zero place in our sport or in life for that level of disrespect. DJ PK.
Hashtag college football.
Remember how we were going to have a playoff format for next year? We were going to know what it was. They had a deadline of December 1st. Well, they pushed the deadline back to January 23rd. Now watch how these playoffs play out, and then they'll decide what to do next year. So, find out what next year's format is later.
Okay, I'll be here.
Cincinnati AD John Cunningham issued an apology to BYU and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for derogatory chants by fans at Nippert Stadium Saturday night against the Cougars. Kind of figured that was coming, didn't you, PK?
Well, it's standard procedure.
Yep. Seen it before. We know the timing
and
of the whole
every
thing.
one of them, you're copy and paste.
Yeah.
I don't know how an athletic director or a president is responsible for that.
Right, but they're the ones
who run up and down the aisle. Stop! I mean,
to dozens, if not hundreds of people. I mean,
right.
I don't know how many sections it was and how many people sit in each section.
I just wonder what goes through someone's mind to think that is okay.
Yeah, that's okay. This is what we'll do to have fun tonight.
Why would you do that? I mean, what? I mean, maybe it's different. Although, no, I can't really say that because I was going to say it was different because, at least if you're like me, growing up in Phoenix, I'm sure you in San Diego, you were around, you came in contact. I had teammates, LDS teammates and all, and you knew them. You knew they were real human beings, and some you liked, maybe some you didn't. And I was going to say, well, maybe back east, it's not as common, blah, blah, blah. But then they do it in Tucson, so that sort of wipes that away, that theory. So that I just shot down my own theory within 2 seconds.
Yep. Well, I remember us discussing how you'd been on the road with the team a lot and the hatred for BYU, and you go to Big 12 and it'll be different, and it didn't take very long to not be different. And in many cases to be worse.
I don't know about worse. That's all the same. I mean, unless you physically harm people, but it just doesn't make any sense. And is it alcohol? Some probably.
But that's a lot of people. It's hard to blame all of that on alcohol.
Right.
I can see a fight breaking out because of it.
Oh, yeah. I
But
love
hundreds of people
watching social
chanting.
media on Mondays.
I mean, there's something
After
about
the NFL to see all the fights on Sundays
and
in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Every week. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, just come on, man. Use common sense.
Former LSU coach Brian Kelly's legal team claiming that the lingering situation of his firing at LSU has made it nearly impossible for Kelly to seek and find another coaching position, and they threaten legal action against LSU if the process of his separation and buyout from the school precludes him from a job. So, more lawsuits.
And this is like an Angelina Jolie marriage.
Right? And then does Lane Kiffin really want to go into that when that's how they treated their last coach and what they're going through?
If they're going to pay him $25 million,
Yeah, we're going to find out this weekend.
Then they'll fire him and he'll never get because they'll fire him for cause. I mean,
yeah, but then big deal. So then he can go to Cancun and watch UVU play or whoever you said plays there.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Well, if you're in charge of organizing the World Baseball Classic, good news. Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani will play for Team Japan. He's been cleared to participate after leading Japan to the 2023 WBC title.
Oh, sure. It was
Again,
electric.
named-
He struck out Mike Trout at the time they were teammates. So what are you going to do as far as that goes? The Dodgers don't want their guys to pitch. They've got 3 of them. So we'll see how it plays out. That whole concept really surprised me, that it meant that much to the ball players, but obviously it has. And the fans, oh my gosh.
They got fired up, man.
It's a massive hit.
Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner claimed it's too early in the offseason to determine his team's payroll range for the 2026 season, but he would prefer that the number drop from $319 million in wages that he paid in 2025.
You don't blame him.
Yeah, I know. That's a huge number. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Cooley lays it back. Gunther and scores! The Kids connect, and it's 1-0. Ian Cole gets to the puck first in the Utah zone. Cooley waiting for it. Cooley on hat trick. Watch! Bingo! Logan Cooley gets his second hat trick of the season. 4 points tonight against Vegas. An emphatic performance by the 21-year-old. Points in 4 straight entering tonight. Bowman snowed under. Cooley at the empty net. Give him 4. Logan Cooley gets his 4th goal of the night. It's 5-1.
4 goals for Logan Cooley, including a pair of empty netters to put it away. He scored 3 times in the third period. He's the first NHL player to score 4 goals in a game this season, and the first Utah Mammoth player ever to do it is the Mammoth. Breeze past the Golden Knights 5-1. Got a little tense there late in the second period, as Golden Knights got within a goal at 2-1, but...
Oh, that's a nice win for the Puck Club.
Yes, it is.
And, I mean, the Knights aren't at the top of the standings in the other division, but they're in the mix. And so, yeah, you're looking to build, and that's something you can build. And Cools, as they call him, he was the guy they gave the contract to, right? And 21 years old. Wow. Step aside, Wayne.
Step aside, Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
Which Wayne?
Isn't that Ovi now?
No. We got to get to Wayne first, then we'll take.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to Big AO.
Okay, go to the Big 8. Or you mean the Grade 8?
Dylan Gunther had the other goal as Cooley and Gunther each scored in the first period and assisted on each other's goals.
These statues of sticks, Cooley to Gunthy. Give it 20 years.
Give it 20.
I'll be dead, but give it to that time. We got to have something, man.
Mammoth are off tonight. Tomorrow night, the Montreal Canadiens visit the Delta Center.
They're one of the original 9?
6, but yes.
Oh, upside down. You know, a smile is nothing but a frown turned upside down.
What is Trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Frank Dolce is going to join us, his weekly Tuesday visit. He's going to be here at 8 o'clock. Talk with him about the wild win over K-State and the finale against Kansas. And Matt Murschel, UCF and college football writer for the Orlando Sentinel, joins us again to look ahead to Saturday's game as UCF tries to get bowl eligible and pull a massive upset while BYU's trying to clinch their spot in the Big 12 title game. Matt will be along at 9 o'clock. And it's a Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. We have tickets to give away at 8:30 and 9:30 to see the Jazz and the Kings play Friday night. So if you want free tickets, make sure you're here at 8:30 and 9:30. DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. The question of the day is next.